No. Yeah, mira este. Up in the studio.
Yeah, dude, yeah.
Yes. Let me see. Got like pro level audiophile type bookshelf speakers. You know, his keyboard. Is that a Macintosh a turntable? Chingasu. How many headphones do you need? You know?
How many are on there? Like 50?
A good dozen, dude.
Yeah.
Estamos en vivo en el Face. Finally, we got on before the middle of the show.
A ver, Manolo,
Yeah, go ahead.
platícanos de tu visión de esta noche.
Pues es abril 20, 420. Es un día festivo para mucha gente, los psicodélicos, los que les gusta la flor.
¿Cuál tipo de flor?
La mota, güey.
Flower. Yeah, y los pinches Waldos, dude.
A ver, para gente que no vive aquí en los Estados Unidos.
Yeah, I bought a 6-pack. There was a 6-pack again.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
6-pack today. So I got my 23 Waldos. So
that's poner bien pedo, güey. Those are triple IPAs.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Para la gente que no vive aquí en los Estados Unidos, 420 o el 420 es el código que usan la placa, los policías, para cuando te echen a bote, cuando te hacen pop con marihuana, you know. So it's turned into like a, you know, an informal holiday, you know.
Yeah.
A ver, todavía estamos escuchando a Yokozuna.
Yes.
Yeah.
Así dos amigos. Turning on mics. Aquí tu amigo locutor, programador y muy bien desconocido, Dr. G.
Su cómplice, el Chivo.
Y el Manolo diabólico, Puff Puff Pass.
Yes.
Happy 420.
Felicidades a todos aquellos que celebran hoy el 420 con esas florecitas muy pegajosas y de repente apestosas.
Y cristalinas.
Cristalinas. Fíjate, el primo de la marihuana es el hops, y el hops se usa mucho en las chevichas que nos gusta a nosotros. Así es que salud a los primos del 420, también al hops. Y esta noche celebrando con una música que nos presentó la idea, nos dio a conocer, a reconocer, ¿no? Que hoy es el día 420 del año. Y vamos a celebrar con música stoner. Es stoner vibes.
Groovy, un poco psicodélico también.
Yeah. I went for a more psicodélico, like loungy vibe. Como, mira, ¿te acuerdas la semana pasada? Quizá la semana antepasada. Estaba recordando una memoria del Manolo, cuando estaba bien chaval, vino a mi cantón y trajo una bolsita de hongos.
Ching, ¿más una?
And we, o sea, a couple caps and a stem.
That's all we needed.
And we took it.
Ajá.
Y ahí estábamos pues ahí en mi habitación, güey, nomás ahí bien, los locochones. Y de repente pone un disco, güey, que apenas había salido. No me dijo de quién era. And he just put it on. Yeah. He waited for me to get super high, dude. I was like, Space Shuttle Endeavor, like, I was like, woof.
You're fine.
You were on the couch, dude.
Y luego, me acuerdo como a las cuarta, quinta canción, I was like screaming at the top of my lungs, who the fuck is this, Manolo?
Who is this?
Who is this? Because I was like, me estaba enamorando de todas las rolas. And finally goes, it was the Beastie Boys, Ill Communication.
No,
it
it
Ill
was
Communication?
no, it was Check Your Head.
No. Check Your Head. Okay, so it was even younger. I was even younger. Okay. Anyways, so pensando en esa idea, I went kind of on that vibe. More like let's go on a road trip, you know? So apenas vamos a escuchar.
I started. Yes. I started. Me di a pensar, lo primero que se me vino a la mente fue 420, o sea, lo que es la marihuana. Y dije, pues, ¿cómo le vamos a hacer? Pero la idea de Stoner Rock no se me vino a la mente hasta después de que la presentó bien en el Diabólico. Dije, órale. Y en eso dije, pues, ahorita de los Stoner Rocks que hay, ¿cuál es uno de los más recién, más o menos joven, ¿no? En esa escena, porque ha subido mucho. Yo creo que después de lo que pasó con let's say, the Black Keys, ese movimiento de un poco de ese tipo de rock, ¿no?
The artsy rock.
Yeah. The artsy rock, the stoner rock, el psychedelic, como que fue una resurgencia de ese género. Y en eso me retopé con Yokozuna de México y dije, pues prácticamente representa stoner rock mexicano, ¿no? De México City.
Es que la chingadera ya está legal en todo el país de México.
También. Entonces, se ve, ahora vamos vamos a identificar, ¿no? Por qué se fue y se sigue llamando Stoner Rock, porque obviamente tiene que ver con la marihuana, ¿no? Eso es lo lógico.
I'm surprised que no tocamos Three Souls in My Mind today.
Well, yeah. Well, that's like old school.
So, G, cuéntanos un poquito más de esta rola, porque es un duet. It's a duet.
Con Ale, y acaba de salir. Es lo más reciente, es un sencillo que acaba de sacar.
Está bien groovy, güey, esa rola.
Muy groovy y, también me recuerda mucho. Porque hubo una era donde yo estaba bien metido con el country rock, that folky rock, tipo Steppenwolf, Bad Company, and so you bring all these together y creo que on top of like Deep Purple, on top of Sabbath, on top of Led, es lo que vamos a escuchar esa noche. Y creo que por eso el título de la canción, Ácidos Amigos, cómo la cantan, ¿no? Y esa colaboración, it's a beautiful song. It's a really good song. Now, that being said, I need to take a toke of this beer and we're going to continue on this road all the way to the end of 420.
Pero mira, acompáñame because we're going to go on a little bit of a detour.
Okay.
I'm going to pay back Manolo. I'm going to pass out a couple of caps and a stem.
Okay.
Vamos a subir nuestra ranfla and we're going to go for a ride. Okay. Y we're going to tell a story over the next few songs. Okay. Vamos a seguir en México con Carry On Kids.
Okay.
La canción se llama Tu Vicio Crediticio. Okay. Carry On Kids, they're a punk rock group. Better bear with me.
Okay.
Bear with me. Okay. Escucha la rola and let's just go for a ride. Okay. Be open-minded. Open your mind, Manolo. No seas bien.
Dude, I got my third eye going on.
Andale, that's all I want.
Let's do it.
Okay. Vamos. Carry On Kids.
Aquí en mi vecindad, la banda Elástica Radio.
I'm gonna pay you back, Manolo, for that trip. So the rest of this noche is just beautiful songs that are gonna take you on a roller coaster trip.
Dude, I fucking love this playlist, man.
It's very unique. That's why when G switched the song and then wanted to switch it back, I was like, no, keep that one on, because I really liked the way I liked it for Y vamos a hablar de eso después.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Wow. And I think that's why after listening to it, just to play this stuff, regardless of that change, and I tried this afternoon. I kept thinking, it's like, wait, are we on what kind of drugs? Are we like on stoner drugs? Are we on psychedelic drugs? What kind of drugs are we? What kind of drugs is this place? You know? And so I think it's a little bit of both mushrooms.
I'm more organic, just caps and stems for tonight. That's just me for tonight. You know, drinking some matcha tea on the side, just enjoying the ride in the country.
Right. Anywhere from like the dirt weed that I used to smoke when I didn't have anything else to smoke to the
oh my god,
icky
dude, that shit that fucking came with seeds and it would fucking pop in when you're lighting that shit up, dude. Oh my god, dude, that was the worst.
Yeah, that's what. And then it was all too. Like it was like nasty.
Yeah,
that shit. Yeah, man. And then they sell it to you by weight, and those fucking things are heavy.
Yeah, they were giving you like the bottom of the bag, dude.
Oh man. Luckily, I was cultured in Santa Cruz because I didn't do anything when I was here in LA in high school. I was a niño limpio. And I was
también nosotros, Manolo and I were like late bloomers. We didn't start partying until senior year, I think. So like we were pretty straight and narrow until.
Straight and narrow.
I think it was the summer that we graduated was when we got summer of '89. We got
dude, my fucking senior year, dude. I was high the whole fucking year.
Nice.
Carry on, kids.
Nice.
Tu vicio,
crediticio. Or twin. Tu vicio, crediticio. What the hell is crediticio?
You know what? Cuando estás bien vicioso and you got like a lot of you struggle with addictions. You take a lot of I'll pay you back later, bro. I'll pay you back later.
Oh,
yeah, Gordon.
That reminds me of Rulas or someone like that. Saludos al Rulas. Un abrazote.
Rulas would love this place, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I think you would love this place.
También los de metamorfosis.
All right, next.
Yes.
Estamos escuchando abajo de la voz. Vereda. New band. I've been wanting to play them por un poco tiempo, pero la neta, I couldn't fit them anymore because they're not emo, but they are. Okay. This is una de las canciones donde cantan más because they're not lying when they say they're spoken word.
Oh, really?
They do spoken word over all their songs. So it's a trip.
Interesting because it reminds me a little bit of like what Henry Rollins do or something like that. Like
kind of meets
the political aspect of
meets David Cronenberg. You know what I'm saying? They're from Barcelona. They're a pretty new band. Empezaron by 2021, mediados, so tienen ni 2 años tocando. They got a couple EPs out.
Yeah.
La influencia de Viva Belgrado is undeniable.
Yeah. It sounds really good, very powerful.
Yeah, this is a good jam.
Now, what kind of letras?
This is more of that speedy acid shit.
Kind of. Well, I mean, you're going on a ride with me, dude. It's going on a ride.
Yeah.
But if you were tripping and you heard this old guy talking about a passionate kiss and how it can change your life, and I couldn't get off the couch, I'd be like,
Your third eye would be like flickering.
Eso.
Turning on mics.
Eso mero. Eso fue Vereda, un grupo de Barcelona, pretty brand new. Tiene menos de 2 años. They got a couple singles and EP out. Esta canción se llama Un Beso. Deja leer un poco de ellos, because it's easier if I read it. Vereda son Edu, Kev, Adri, Simón y Albert, haciendo música desde 2021 para crear algo bello y intentar ser una voz a través de la derrota como un trueno que desorba. They're under the category of spoken word. And esta canción cantan un poco más, but they're legitimately a spoken word band.
Wow.
Intense, like music. So like if you want to go on a trip,
Nice.
listen to
You
it.
have to be hyper focused to like,
So
really.
Them con Carry On Kids, because Carry On Kids, aunque they're very much punk rock, but they're very artsy, and I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? They could
Talent. It's
so
amazing. Yeah.
Go with me on these rides. Go with me on these rides.
Okay.
Yeah, just want to give a shout out. Just want to give a quick shout out to Jasmina, Miguel, and who is it? Lise from Caring Kids. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Lindo y bello. Ok, vamos a seguir en esta ruta porque la estamos pasando demasiado bien. So vamos a seguir a regresar a México con los blenders. All right. Mi vecindad. Tantos grifos, cabrones.
I didn't pay attention to you guys. I didn't look at you guys, but
this is an interesting jam porque empieza all, like blue skies and innocent, but then it's got, as you start getting into the middle of the song, it starts, developing a little bit more.
I'm definitely vibing off Beastie Boys. In other words, we're going to do a little bit of everything on this set, And las letras de eso, esta canción, like, demasiado bien. You're riding a good high, man. We're having a good time,
And I think that's part of tonight, the music, is that there is an essence of being high, just listening to it, because it does take you places.
Plus, I really aprecio mucho los blenders because they do very much like Carry On Kids. They're not scared to go into other rooms,
Yeah.
Right. Play around with different styles, they do a little bit of punk. They do a bit of like shoegaze. They do, but they still don't leave who they are,
Right. Nice.
Y aprecio también los blenders because they've been around for a long time. And unlike other grupos de México que han cambiado su sonido para quizás vender más discos, the blenders have not.
¿De dónde son estos güeyes? ¿De qué parte? ¿Pero de qué parte?
De DF.
Okay. Órale.
Yeah. Been around for a long time, dude. Como 10 años.
Yeah, they've been around for a while. I remember more than for sure.
Yeah, más de 10 años. They're from the old school vein that, even it was 7-8 years.
Like second to third wave, because I would think like the 90s, beginning 90s was the first wave.
First wave, second wave was the early 10th. They were the beginning of this other wave. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're considered veteranos now. You know what I'm saying? Like, pero what I really appreciate them is they don't sound much. They sound different, but they haven't left the hood. Put it that way.
This song reminds me a lot of the Beatles, dude.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Then I did good.
Yeah, I was like, this sounds very Beatles-ish.
What is it? Was it Rubber Soul that was considered one of the stoner albums?
Los Beatles? También Sgt. Peppers. Sgt. Peppers.
Sgt. Peppers is coming up. Hold up.
For sure. Well, that Sgt. Peppers is like, that's beyond stony. That's just fucking.
You're on a whole different level.
Yeah. They got fucking suits, dude. They got like marching suits.
I remember the Morrito. trying to watch Yellow Submarine.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, ¿qué pedo, güey? Like, luego de adulto, I tried watching it, and it was the same thing. Like, what's going on?
Like, I think I'm gonna watch that tonight, dude.
Oh, and then the voices, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you have to be on acid to really appreciate, Yellow Submarine.
Or some fucking really good sativa.
Yeah.
When I went to see the movie for The Doors, I watched it at the Hollywood Bowl of Cinema, which is a bowl, right, in Hollywood, and we hotboxed before getting in to see The Doors. So I'm like, I need to be like, I'll be lit. I need to be lit to see this movie,
Dude, I remember una vez we went to Sashmill, and we were yeah, no, it's the movie theater in Santa Rosa. We were a bit pachecos and a little bit buzzed, and then we start watching this movie, dude. It's a 3D adult movie, and those motherfucking
I don't remember it,
dude. All I remember is all of a sudden this fucking dude shoots his wad and it fucking starts coming at you, and I was like, ah.
Were you trying to catch it?
He probably was.
Fucking trying to. I was fucking matrixing, dude.
What do you guys think? Because tiene un tiempo Fiesta Bizarra that hasn't brought something out, so they put something out last week.
Well, it's Fiesta Bizarra. We're listening to Pezuña de Vicuña. What's up with these words? Like, what is Vicuña?
Well, okay, mira, Fiesta Bizarra has been around por un mogollón de tiempo en Perú. Okay.
Oh, wow.
If you remember in la entrevista que hicimos con Adolescentes Sin Edad, they really only named 2 groups from their area that influenced them. One was Fiesta Bizarra and the other one was Plu Plu.
Turning on mics.
Eso fue Fiesta Bizarra, Pezuña de Vicuña, que es el último sencillo de Fiesta Bizarra. Creo que salió en finales de noviembre o de diciembre, por ahí. Y it's a trip because tienen como 3 años que no sacan algo nuevo de material.
Yeah.
So they've added a couple more members. And the female vocalist they added on, I don't have her name on me, but it's really well done.
Yeah.
It's an artsy, unique trip.
You look at the portada de este EP, and you would think they're like a death metal band or something.
Well, they fall into math rock, screamo.
Right. They're intense,
They're intense, and they're all over.
Right,
and they do jazz lounge stuff.
Órale.
Tienen como más de 10, 11 años for a long time. They're on the same level of Angkor Wat de Peru. Like they've been around they're veteranos of their old punk rock scene, But they transcend.
What Vicuña is?
La mera verdad que no.
No. What about you, Diabolico?
No idea, bro.
What do you think it is?
Something tasty?
Maybe. How you like it. Huh?
Is it like a foot
Is it going to
fetish
be
thing?
in 3D?
Is it a foot fetish?
It's a llama. It's like una de esas llamas, una de esos animales, like fucking from the Andes. Yeah. Those little camels. It's like a miniature camel. So it's like a miniature camel toe. That's what it is.
Nice. Camel toe.
Miniature
I could go with that.
Oh, yeah. I like it.
Esta rola, Fiesta Bizarra, is one of those bands que siempre a través de los años, I always have trouble acoplándolo with other groups. So cuando tengo una oportunidad de tocarlos, especially on a set like this, I take advantage of it. Pero cuando digo no, I go like, look, the couple bands, I fit in here because they don't fit in anywhere else.
They fit in amazing. Like I was saying off the air, they remind me of the Beatles.
Yeah.
Like beautiful, like parts of those songs.
Oh, you were saying about los blenders, yeah. The blenders there's something unique. A ver, because we got to keep this going because the night's
Let's do it.
not as long as we think.
Yeah.
Cuando Manolo me dijo, vamos a cambiar el set, no vamos a tocar lo que mandaste, güey, va a ser 420, ese día. The first band that came to my mind es Los Mundos de México, de Monterrey. Luckily, I went y tienen nuevo material, a couple months old. I was like, chingón, perfect. So I kind of went off this. Esta rola se llama La Ciencia de Arcoiris. And I don't know about you guys, but it reminds me of Love and Rockets Kundalini Express era.
Oh, damn. Wow.
So now listen to it again. Después que te dije eso, Manolo.
Okay.
Listen to the way the vocals are recorded and the music, and think Kundalini Express at the Berkeley Theater when fuimos a verlos en vivo, and we were high as kites because we were super high that day. Okay, so trip it out. Es el nuevo material de Los Mundos de Monterrey, México, La Ciencia del Arcoíris.
Aquí en mi vecindad, la banda Elástica Radio.
You said the Condolingus Express?
Kundalini Express. It's like Love and Rockets before they had their big album.
Right.
Right before they put out the album with Me and My Motorcycle, they had the one with the famous portada for Love and Rockets. And if you listen to it, it's like it almost sounds like don't know what color your eyes are, baby, but your head.
Okay.
You know? Yeah. And that's what it sounds like.
Oh, you're right. What a trip. Now I'm tripping out a different way.
Yeah. And that's when Love and Rockets was experimenting with psychedelics, even though they were goths. You know, so it was like it's a trip.
Yeah.
You know, Manolo, you getting it now?
Yeah, I'm listening to it right now. Totally.
Oh, wow. What a trip.
So it's a trip. Y eso es lo que también, again, Los Blenders, Carry On Kids, and Los Mundos. Tres bandas en México que por mi parte tienen mucho respeto because they've been around for a while and they're not scared to sell out. They don't have to sell out. Like they do their own thing. And I completely respect them for it. I mean, you listen to this and it's like, it sounds like Love and Rockets, like that era when they were kind of like tripping out, you know?
Yeah, they were tripping out for a while. Porque even the the White Album, is that the Earth, Sun, Moon album? They
were tripping out.
Yeah.
You know, so cuando tú pusiste la next rola que vamos a escuchar, after Los Mundos, it just fit. And I'm like, no, let it roll. It's wonderful.
Yeah. I didn't mean to do that. And it was after I kept thinking to myself.
But it's a beautiful accident. Some accidents are beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Es que es un pinche savant, te digo.
Yeah. So I love the way, even though this is a psychedelic set esta noche, esta rola, like, the more I kept listening, I'm going like, man, it sounds like Love and Rockets.
Right.
And I'm sure Los Mundos would like appreciate it because they've done covers of like, they're big fans of Jesus and the Mary Chain.
Oh, nice.
You know? So like even though they do a lot of stoner rock, they do listen to some good shoegaze goth stuff too.
Oh man, it's funny. And Love and Rockets are from Northern California, right?
No, they're from
Love and Rockets is Bauhaus.
Yeah,
it's
England.
Bauhaus menos Peter Murphy. It's when they broke up. So the whole group Bauhaus, menos el vocalista Peter Murphy, they formed Love and Rockets.
They're fucking touring this year, dude.
Yeah, they're back. And that's when I heard that, ese anuncio, and then I heard the song, I'm like, wait a minute, they sound like Love and Rockets.
Dude, this sounds like, just makes me want to be like in a puff of smoke.
Yeah. ¿Verdad?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, el próximo grupo, you're going to have to talk about.
Yeah.
Because I purposely didn't do. I will say this. You surprised me, and I didn't know what to expect. By the fourth time I listened to the set, I walked away. This track, Lento, is my favorite song of the night. There's something about it where it fit. It fit the night.
That intensity you're talking about, I think I wanted that, but I think it was because of how it became, how it came up to me. Like why did I find this song? How I came across it, and you're right. Listening to it to me was like, this is intense. You know?
It's trippy. I love the chorus, but I love the ride it takes me to there.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of sadness too.
It does.
Yeah.
But it fits with the Los Mundos jam.
It does.
This is. It reminds me kind of the Stone Roses, Manny. You know, like, or My Bloody Valentine, kind of like that era, where it would fit in that era of alternative music. You know.
Oh yeah, this is a great jam.
It is. I mean, I walked away. There's so many good songs on the set.
But you know what I liked about this set is every time I listened to it, because I listened to it quite a bit, and then
you found something new, huh?
And then as songs got shifted a little bit, it just kind of and then towards the end, like when I was listening to it, you know, just before the show, it was like, oh wow, this is just a fucking nice trip, man.
It's a nice drive.
Yeah,
I think that's exactly what was going on in my head. The trip, like I said, is it stoner? Is it psychedelic? What kind of drugs are we talking about? And I meant it in a very, like, I want to experience type of way, and I am experiencing that, because after you mentioned Los Mundos sounding like Love and Rockets, and now listening to Chico Bestia, you're right. It does it, and it fits.
It fits beautiful. So when you took it away from me, I was like, no, babe, you could put it back on. Like, you know, we'll play because we had para los que están escuchando, we had Super Silver Haze scheduled right here, and I will get to them next week or the week after that. A wonderful band, but I'll talk about them on it. But I really like Chico Bestia following this song, you know. So
yeah, I think it flows better. It flows better for sure.
Bueno, mira, escuchamos a Chico Bestia con la canción Lento. I believe it's their most recent single también. Estábamos hablando afuera del aire sobre por qué esta canción, y cuando estuvimos discutiendo el tema de la noche, el playlist de la noche, Stoner para mí invocó mucho las drogas, ¿no? Las influencias de las drogas, el consumo y la música, ¿no? Como uno al otro es parte de la vida de ciertos grupos y ciertos tipos de canciones. That's what I felt. I felt that it gave me some of that high. You know?
I went more for the storytelling road trip.
Right.
Oh man, I'm just enjoying the
and the emotion. I love the way Los Mundos, la nueva canción que tienen, La Ciencia del Arcoíris, it reminds me of old Love and Rockets. Y luego con Chico Bestia, con la canción Lento, it reminded me of la era de Stone Roses or My Bloody Valentine, that like lush sounding heavy alternative, you know?
Right.
It was just really nice. Now, we're not done yet, because Manolo, you brought one of my other favorites next.
Yeah.
Right,
So
I did not research him, so you're going to surprise me, okay?
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I just wanted to say que on the last jam, Lento, it's such a beautiful song. Y también it has a little bit of sadness, which I think to me just adds a little bit more to that song because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
It intensifies the mood.
Yeah. Sad songs are beautiful, man. So, la siguiente, Misa, lo voy a empezar. Esta banda, Tripulación de Osos, es de una banda rock alternativa de Quito, Ecuador.
Oh.
Yeah.
See? Surprises. I love beautiful surprises.
Yeah. So, se formaron en el 2013. Y la onda de ellos es sonidos garage mezclados con grunge y rock alternativo. Esta rola, Un Espejo, salió en el 2015 del álbum Robo Mirga. And I'm hoping they're still around because I think these guys are amazing. Sacaron un EP hace 2 años, so I got my fingers crossed that they're still around because these guys rock.
Well, this was one of my other like surprise jams de la noche. I was like, nice. And I love that. Okay.
Un Espejo. Tripulación de Osos.
Nice.
Yeah, this jam.
This jam.
I had a lot of emotions on this night because 2 or 3 of the songs that I picked, I was never heard of. And then a few songs that you guys brought, never heard of. So it was a very pleasant trip. Like on paper, it looked like neta no va a funcionar. But the more I kept listening to the set, the more I kept like really digging it. You know,
I think you're right. I didn't realize that until you just mentioned it. I thought the same. I was like, well, how? Again, my brain when like other places would like stoner and listening to Manolo's and then yours and then putting them together. That's when I was like, wow, it does. It is. It really makes me want to like enjoy live music again. I need, it's like, I just have an urge for like some of this summer outdoor loud and just fantastic music, you know. Like the last time I went to see the Rolling Stones or something like that, you know. Last time I was working, actually, it was a really just intense big old concert outside Lands, you know. That's a few years back, but
yeah.
And you want to puff past there, huh?
Man, seeing like Pearl Jam, Metallica,
I want to see what Keith Richards is doing. Porque ese tío, oh my goodness, dude, like
he's still around, he's alive.
Yeah.
And he's still drugging it up, dude.
Oh shit. Damn.
I used to make a joke hace más de 20 años atrás that like Keith Richards el día that he stops like partying, this day he's gonna die.
Yeah.
More than 20 years later, he's still partying. He's still alive.
He's fucking petrified by alcohol and drugs, dude.
Es una cáscara viviente. Es una cáscara viviente. You know, and he smokes like crazy too, right?
Yeah.
Tripulación de Osos. What kind of crew are we talking about? Now we're talking about the kind you go in like the South Market area where there's a lot of bear bars, or is it like a different type of rock and roll?
I think they go to all the bars, dude. They'll go to North Beach. They'll go to Castro.
Now, Árbol de Ojos. Intent.
Yeah, these guys fucking rock, man. They're from Bogota, Colombia. It's been a while since they released music. 2019. It's been a while.
We played this one a few times back. Aquel entonces, you know, it's been pre-pandemic, pero yeah. And then you stole one of the songs that I had set up for a week or two from now.
Which one?
So the Sergeant Papers.
Oh, gotcha. That's a good jam, dude.
It's a great jam. I'm gonna have to like cross it off my list and put a different one.
Oh, they got so many good songs, dude.
No, they do.
I hit them up a ver si responden los cabrones, man.
Okay, chido.
Yeah.
They're probably 2 grifos, dude, you know.
Yeah.
And there's only 2 of them, so like, you know.
Yeah. I like this la onda de estos güeyes, dude. Árbol de Ojos.
it's definitely more. This definitely fits el sentido de like. I don't want to say stoner rock because that's too pigeonholed, but like kind of like in that like
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so this is my South American set, porque Tripulación de Osos es de Quito, Ecuador, y estos
de Colombia.
dudes son de Bogotá, Colombia.
I noticed que la mayoría de grupos son de México that were playing tonight. I think there's
Yeah.
a lot of like,
So I was saying,
psychedelic stuff going on.
because it's fucking legal, dude.
You know, it's weird. I mean, it's what it was the last June I was in Mexico, and although it's legal, you don't see it. Though here you see stores everywhere. You know, you see a lot of the shops and the Green Cross, right? But in Mexico, you don't see that. You don't see.
Oh yeah, dude. When I was driving down from Seattle, when I visited my brother, Ariana and I, we drove down the coast, the Oregon coast, and we were just looking for those green crosses, man.
Every few miles.
Mm-hmm.
All everywhere up and down the coast.
In California.
No, this was in Oregon, porque in California it hadn't been legal yet.
Oh, all right.
You could totally tell, like as soon as we hit California.
Well, how long are you talking about? Are you talking about 5 years ago then?
Oh man, this was like 6 years ago. No, this was when I barely met Ariana, so it was about 5 years ago.
Yeah, because I think Oregon was one of the few states that did it first.
Yeah.
We're
on, Bato.
Are we on?
Yeah, dude. Puff kid.
I was grooving, man. I was grooving. Okay. Esa rola es Poliglota de, I didn't pronounce that right. Poliglota de Árbol de Ojos, una banda de Bogotá, Colombia. These guys have been rocking for,
mucho tiempo.
Shit, man, 15 años, man. Empezaron el 2007 o 16 años. And la última música que sacaron fue en el 2019, so I'm hoping they're still around. Esta rola salió en el 2016 del álbum regular. And el tripeo de esos dudes, influenciados por el Brit rock, punk, swing y rockabilly.
Man,
nice.
Great set. Muy increíble que sean dos personas que están creando tanta música, ¿no? Con esta canción Poliglota de Árbol de Ojos. Intense.
Right. Now we're going to El Desierto de Sonora. Las dos bandas que voy a tocar. La primera es Sgt. Papers, one of our favorite bands here de recientes años. Esta rola, Perdida Total. Y Sgt. Papers son dos hermanos, Iván y Felipe García. Tocaron aquí en el área de la Bahía hace unos cuantos meses, al principio del año, o al fines del año pasado. Psychedelic rock, garage punk. Fucking two big boys.
I love them.
Two big boys.
Fun,
big boys that rock.
Dale agua al Puff Pass porque se está...
He's smoking the seeds, eh?
No. Quítale las patas a las hormigas, ¿eh? Y sigue.
What happens when you're sober? Okay. Bueno. Sgt. Papers, aquí, en mi vecindad, pérdida total.
I'm going to turn it up.
Oh, man.
The funny thing is, this was the song that I had picked to play.
You picked it?
Well, no. I had it set up for another set that I got planned that I just finished up in Lowest.
You know what's funny is you put on one of the songs last week Gay had for a future set. So it's
I think we do that to each other like a lot.
Yeah. It's all good.
To do that all the time. You know, we still do it, you know. Wait. Pérdida Total. Is this one of the most recent singles? Or?
Yes, that's one of the more recent ones. And you know what I like about these guys? I mean, la música está chingona, but their videos are so trippy, man. They remind me of cats who play video games, and if they lived locally, they'd be like hanging out at 7-Eleven all the time.
They would be like our friends, like kicking,
Yeah.
It's Silent Bob. What's his name?
Jay
and Silent Bob.
Jay and Silent Bob, yeah. Hanging outside of the convenience store.
Mira, definitivamente los blenders remind me of what was beautiful of early to mid 90s punk, grunge, alternative scene. Just nerds playing great music, and being real, college kids, fun.
Yeah. Man, all this energy that's coming out of these songs, and I think that's what sets apart, like sometimes like the stoner and the psychedelic. It's either, with the heavy bass, the guitar, right?
With the sludge.
Yeah. And it blends in pretty amazing. Now, this band that we're listening to now,
Los Cretinos.
We're listening to them already? Okay.
Yeah.
Desleales, right?
Uh-huh.
I kept thinking, who are these guys, right? And earlier we heard a song from Spain, from Vereda, that's like spoken word, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I kept thinking, these guys remind me of somebody, and then it dawned on me, it's like, if the Black Keys were to have a baby with Plastilina Mosh, this was what it would sound like.
Oh, dang. And the Black Keys left, and then just with Plastilina
right, they're raising the kid.
Because there's a lot of anger there. There's a lot of bitterness and anger there.
That's we see, and it's crazy. Like he's thinking about like fucking falling on his vomit and shit. It's like, it's intense.
Yeah.
Right. It's like I keep listening to the lyrics, and like I said, in the voice and like the way they're singing it, it's like, the spoken word.
Yeah, this is like a jaded love letter or something.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go kill you before I shoot myself.
Yeah, I really like this band, man. They're trippers. And lo que me gusta de esta banda es que las rolas, they're so diverse. Like one jam will be one style, another jam's a different style. It just keeps it very entertaining.
Where are they from?
Del pinche desierto de Sonora, güey.
Yeah.
De Hermosillo, güey.
This is Plastilina Mosh singing. Who's singing?
Some fucking vato.
This is the Black Keys boning somebody in La Sonora and having Plastilina kids. That's what it is. Big time. That heavy, that thumping bass, and that that country rock twang on the guitar.
That was a good impression.
But it's lovely. It's like, I dig it. That's the thing about this whole set tonight. It was like every song was so intense, meaningful. The music just carried it completely. And then the lyrics on top of that. Turning on mics.
Ok, esa rola es El Suicidio de los Cretinos Desleales, una banda garage punk, pero tocan mucho más que eso. También de Hermosillo, México, el pinche desierto de Sonora. Esta rola salió, ya tiene un poquito de tiempo, en el 2017. And these two bands, man, Los Pinches Sgt. Papers y Cretinos Desleales, man, they're doing good shit out in Hermosillo, Mexico, where there's like good hierba, man.
Yeah, they're taking advantage. Not too many clubs, but
not too many clubs, not too much to do in the desert.
And G, what were you talking fuera de aire about bands having babies? And it's this band,
Mosh and the Black Keys.
I thought if the Black Keys were to have a baby with Plastilina Mosh, it would be Los Cretinos Desleales. That's what it sounds to me like.
Órale. Yeah.
You know? And so I was like, who
Was
the
it
hell
consensual? Because it doesn't sound consensual.
It doesn't matter because they're so far gone that to both of them, it was just, it just happened. It's kind of like the Virgin Mary almost, it just happened, and then this happens, and it's like, it's so intense, but I loved it. I enjoyed it so much. I kept like rocking out to, it's like enjoying even the gritito.
Oh,
Yeah, you did it really well.
I listened to it so much that it was like I got it. I felt it. It was in me, all tonight.
Oh shit.
Mira qué pasó esta noche con los cretinos desleales de Sonora, del desierto de Sonora. Y esta noche vimos, escuchamos, sentimos y estamos todavía disfrutando de este high. Is it stoner? Is it psychedelic? What type of drug was it tonight?
That's I'm going to side with psychedelic.
A little bit of psychedelic, a little bit of psychedelic in the weed joint.
Mm-hmm.
Puff, puff,
lots
puff,
of
pass.
420, lots of puff, puff, pass. Definitivamente unos hongos, ácido definitivamente ahí, porque muy psicodélico. Y bueno, vamos a terminar esta noche. What do you guys think of what's happening next?
Oh man, I really like how you finished the set, dude.
Man. So, buscando lo que es stoner rock, entendiendo que sigue existiendo a través del mundo, me topé con este grupo que se llama Agua Turbia. And I kept thinking like, who are these guys, right? Because all their songs, the majority of them, I'd say 99% of them are in English. Right? They started in 69. They started in 1969, okay? Check this. They're from Chile. They're a psychedelic rock band from Chile, right? And they are the representative of the music, that style, that essence of psychedelic rock. Lo más importante para mí fue de que it plays on timing. So if you think about 1969, how important it was for the movement in especially like in Britain, right? Of that psychedelic, that stoner, that influenced the Led Zeppelins, the Black Sabbath, that influenced a lot of the American, which is interesting because it started with the blues, it went that way, right? Influenced those bands, and then it came back over here. Anyway, esta noche vamos a terminar con este grupo que se llama Agua Turbia, un rock psicodélico de Chile que comenzó en el 69, y esta noche le damos honor porque they're still hitting it. They regrouped in the late 70s because they had broken on in the 90s, mid 90s, and they're still kicking some butt.
Yeah, they're like Keith Richards, dude.
Probably they go to the same bar, they smoke the same cigarettes. Then anyway, terminamos con Agua Turbia con la canción Heartbreaker del remastered album. Remastered album, Psychedelic Drugstore.
Wow, awesome. Before we sign off, just wanted to give the teaser for next week. What we're going to do, the interview of Adolescente Sin Edad.
Nice.
Really great.
I've been looking forward to that for un mes.
From Chile, cool cats.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Puff, puff, pass.
Turbia. Nice. It was a wonderful set, though.
A lot of fun.
Yes.
Nos despedimos. Hasta la próxima. Agur.
Se cuidan, raza. Pónganse pachecos.
Happy 420. Salud.
I'm sorry. I was still thinking about like, I'm probably gonna, since I'm not setting up a set for next week, I'm still gonna listen to this set for another week.
Yeah.
No, because you dropped it so fast, and then I worked on it so fast. It was a trip. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, it was. I was confused for a little bit. I was like back and forth with like, the meaning of stoner, but when we finally finalized, when I finally capped it, yeah, it was just intense. And then listening to the song, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, when you put this on, it surprised me. I was like, oh shit.
And to me, because of like, again, the timing of this album and when they were around, right? So it was, and I always, this proves to me that a lot of the rock.
So they were pre-Pinochet? Because 69, right?
69, they started in 69. Because if you think about, again, going back to like,
I think they had to be, because after Pinochet came on, it was all like música de protesta, dude.
Yeah.
So when Led Zeppelin formed in 68, how the fuck, how did this happen at the same time?
Well, to me, they sound a little bit like the Doors. They remind me of the Doors.
Dude, this kind of reminds me of a Bond movie scene or something.
Yeah. But
Kinda,
you know
yeah.
how one of the things that when we first started talking about rock en español and people that didn't necessarily understood what we were trying to say was that I would tell them, I say, just imagine that the Beatles, when they became the Beatles, and Led Zeppelin, Rolling Stones, when they influenced the world. It wasn't just the United States. It wasn't just, British, Europe. It was the world. They influenced the world. Like it became a world phenomenon. But you know what's more important in this? If you listen to this song and you listen to Led Zeppelin, you understand that it really all started with the blues.
Oh, yeah.
So who started? So then who started? So we go back to, rock is blues, and blues started in, especially like jams like this. That are obviously, the damn album is called Psychedelic Drugstore, 1969. I need to go get some weed or something. Excuse me, I gotta go. Okay, good night.